Because I do want to hear this. I want the people to hear this. This is Patrick Kane talking about signing with the Red Wings, re-signing.
For me, my heart was set on coming to Detroit and being back in Detroit. Love the team. We were really comfortable living there. I love the fans. I thought the fans really embraced me too. I thought it was, you never really know what to expect, right? When, especially from me being in Chicago for so long and coming to Detroit. I know that's a huge rivalry, but even like, some of the calls Ken Daniels had, right? Like he's, I can watch those clips for the rest of my life just because of the call that he had on some of those goals I scored. Those are moments that kind of give you chills, and when you have that feeling, it's like you want to continue that on and create more of those moments. So,
the shout out to Ken Daniels too. Number one, broadcasters matter, dude.
You don't think players listen, watch, realize, understand, know whatever, and it means something? And I can agree, as exciting as it was those last two Montreal games, the call in Chicago, Kane, different moments, and it just goes to show you right there, first and foremost, guys see it, they appreciate it, all the stuff that we wonder, and there had to be apprehension for him to come here to understand, but I think it's the same love and effect that Chris Chelios, it's on the same account, because you appreciate that he's here now and is 100%. He is a Detroit Red Wing, right? And if he hasn't proven this is where he wants to be for many reasons. We can break down so many reasons, not just the base of the contract, but betting on himself. And I know you've brought this up before, but was it a $750,000 bonus if they make the playoffs, whatever? So he's pretty much
betting on it.
He's doing it on a bigger level than what Jesus did last night and lost to the fact that I'm going to put my money where my mouth is.
And to D-Mac, I wonder this as well. This is Patrick Kane talking. Guy that's made $120 million or so in his career. This is Patrick Kane talking.
Greatest American hockey player
of all time.
100%.
Yeah.
And I would imagine had suitors. Yeah. Let's just leave it like that. Had suitors.
Well, especially because I don't give a shit how old he is. Do you watch what he does and how he plays, and obviously, an asset that he can be. He can still score. Dude, here's the one thing, dude. Put in the shootout. He's a given.
Yes.
Right.
It's a freaking given. That's what I'm saying. And those are where this team's at. Jesus asked the question yesterday, who's this team going to knock off? Which playoff team isn't going to make it there? And you pointedly said the ones that didn't have as many wins as we did last year, right? But those shootout, like 3-on-3 power play, stuff like this, he can still play.
100%.
So definitely he was suited by other teams.
And the big thing with my issue with the Kane market is everyone always wants to bring up the fact that he doesn't necessarily play good defense, but that's not his job on this team. His job is to score on the power play and make our power play elite. And that's what he did last year and what he will continue to do this year with the addition of Tarasenko.
Yeah, and that's funny to me too. Like, he's a striker in soccer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not his job to defend, dude. It's somebody else's job.
And that's why he plays with either Larkin or JT Comfort, 2+ defenders.
Yeah.
Like, it's so simple when you actually look into the integral details of the team.
And as Neil, I'm sorry, no offense here, but as the most famous and touted broadcaster in this room,
Facts.
Ken Daniels is the best of all time, in my opinion. Not the best hockey play-by-play guy of all time, not the best Detroit play-by-play guy of all time, the best play-by-play guy of all time.
Broadcaster 6, standing on it right now.
Ken Daniels is
standing on that top of the
electric,
mountain,
man. I love Ken. He's been the voice of my childhood. Him and Mickey, they are the best pairing of any sport I've ever witnessed. Love those guys, and Ken Daniels is as good as it gets.
Yeah, energy.
Nail on the head.
Like, if you want to get into specifics, he brings energy.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that
Patrick
I learned.
Kane back in Chicago.
Like, because he's excited.
Yeah.
Because he's excited to be there.
And I loved hearing that from him this year, is when he talked about it, he was like, I was finally excited because it was meaningful hockey. The past couple of years were a struggle for him because it was boring and they didn't win anything.
And he was hurt.
Yeah.
And no one wants to play hurt. And it's, who brought it up? If I see it, let's go Red Wings party. First offseason, Kane actually can actually train. get back and train full bore.
Yeah.
So, and look at how good he was last year.
And through all that, like, look, I've talked about the fact that man bet $750,000 on the Red Wings making the playoffs. That's essentially what he did with his contract in a time and space where nobody does, especially a free agent that has his pick of where he can go. So, but my bigger question about it is this: when you heard Patrick Kane talk right there, you know what I got excited about? Like, Detroit is here now. Like that. This dude was in Chicago before, man. And look, Chicago's great. It is. But Detroit is here now. He referenced.
Well, if you
talked with his wife, D-Mac, and said, look, Detroit is a place we like being. It's here, guys. Like, we're back now. We're back.
No,
like, as a city, we are back.
That conversation was more of the culture and of the community, too, than just the team. It's everything to do with it around, and he's all in. And where do you put, I guess it's where do you look at a Patrick Kane as a guy who's, multi-time, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, Olympic, like, unbelievable. So when he talks,
Listen.
you have to. He's more of like it used to be when Stevie talked, because they don't talk that much, but with the experience and where he's been and stuff. So when you see them excited, it's easy to get on board.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's easy. If he's all in, we're all in. That's what we were like back in the day.
And what's amazing is I guarantee if you ask any of these new generation hockey players, 2 out of their top 5 most watched highlights, most watched players are Patrick Kane and Pavel Datsyuk. And now you have both of them in the Red Wings organization. These are idols for these young guys, and they're playing alongside them or practicing with them. Like we saw it at we saw Pav at the camp with the kids. Like, this is important culture stuff for these guys, and I love Patty Kane. I love that he's here. It sucked playing against him when he was at the peak of his powers. But now for him to be in here and to still be a point-of-game guy and to be mentoring these young kids, and even Larkin, like Larkin's a vet now, but he doesn't have the playoff and Stanley Cup experience that guys like Tarasenko and Kane have. So adding that is huge.